We are back. We are back. We are back. Top Flight TV, Mr. Top Flight Films. Today, we're going to talk about Umar. Lunch with Umar, $500. We're also going to talk about Afeni. You know, the chick that got hoisted. She got hoisted. The protesters hoisted her up on their shoulders. She was locked up for like 24 hours or something like that. We're gonna break all this nonsense down, family. Y'all come on up in here. Come on up in here. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you like the content. Now, I hate to be so hard on Dr. Umar, but it's his time. It's time, it's shine time for Dr. Umar. Right? He wanted the attention, he wanted the fame, he wanted the glory, and he's gonna get it, he's gonna get it. He's getting it. Rightfully so. The jig is up. The jig is up. Dr. Umar once again is in the headlines. This time, he's offering the ladies, you could take Dr. Umar on a date for $500. You gotta pay him $500 to take him on a date. Where are the Pan-Africans? Because this is a damn shame. Y'all need to come on up in here and explain this. Yeah, why haven't any Pan-Africans spoke on Umar? That's what I want to know. Where are the Pan-Africans that come in here and tell us about the prince, their prince? Why is nobody talking about this in that community? Because at the end of the day, this is a reflection on Pan-Africanism, and not all Pan-Africans are good for nothing. I saw a video the other day. It was a chick, and she broke it down, man. She said it. She said most Pan-Africans you meet, they don't want to work, and they'll scam your ass. They will scam your ass. And Dr. Umar is the latest and the greatest. Again, I always gotta be real clear. I give Dr. Umar props when it's due. He's a phenomenal speaker. I said phenomenal. I be picking up words from other places, but he's a great speaker. He's a great thinker. He's a great thinker, and he's very unapologetic, and I respect him for that. He's been on the Breakfast Club, Vlad. He's been on big platforms. Unfortunately, Dr. Umar, man, he's not competent. He's not competent to run a school. He's not even competent enough to start a school. Sonic Boom TV says Umar has a movie out. Hold up, whoa, 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 whoa. Stop the press, hold up. Dr. Umar has a movie out? No, he doesn't. But Umar is not competent. I want to ask y'all a question. And this is a question that could very possibly be true. I want y'all to ask yourself a question and think about this for a minute. Anybody that is from around the way, quote unquote, y'all gonna really understand this when I ask. What if Dr. Umar was a fiend? What if Dr. Umar, now listen, I need y'all to put y'all thinking caps on. What if Dr. Umar is a conscious fiend? We all know the old fiends in the neighborhood that got some knowledge. We all know the old fiends in the neighborhood that got the gift of gab. What if Dr. Umar was a fiend and he's been scamming the community to support his habit this whole time? And it's a scary question because it's very possible that this is the case. Because everybody's left in the dark wondering, where is this money at? Now it's at the point to where he is auctioning himself. You can rent Dr. Umar. You can rent that nigga. Come on, man. Like, this is bad news. Bad news. We know. Hey, listen, listen. I was watching Lennon Honor. If you're not familiar with Lennon Honor, I need y'all to go look up Lennon Honor. This is an old cat. He breaks down Dr. Umar blow by blow. I'm gonna get to the comments in a minute. This dude, Lennon Honor, he dedicates his whole channel to tracking Umar's scams. And I was listening in the other day. He had a woman on there who used to deal with Dr. Umar. The lady said, listen, y'all, the lady said she donated $2,000 to Umar's school. Do y'all know what Umar said? Do y'all know what Umar said when she donated that 2,000? She said that was not. He said that was nice, but next time make it 4,000. This man has to be stopped, and this is why I don't mind kicking his back in, because he's a nasty individual. What type of individual will get donated $2,000 and then not even be grateful? The lady said he didn't even say thank you. And then ask next time make it 4,000. That's nasty work, man. Shout out to everybody in the building, man. I need everybody hit the like button if you don't mind. You dig? Leave a like for a brother. We in here, man. I'm about to talk about AFENI. Is anybody familiar with AFENI? Is anybody familiar with AFENI? Hit the one if you are familiar with AFENI. I see the trolls is in here real heavy. Shout out to the trolls, man. Nah, Lorenzo, not Tupac's mother. Not Tupac's mother. Okay, well, AFENI is a activist. She's like a Black Lives Matter activist. And as you all know, Donald Trump sent the National Guard and the feds out to D.C. Now, this chick AFENI supposedly intervened while the police were arresting a youth in D.C. They hauled her ass off to jail, okay? They took her to jail. And when she got out, there was at least 100 people out there waiting for her to be released. And they hoisted her up on their shoulders as some sort of hero. And her face, she was like ready to cry, it was like a proud moment, I don't know what was going on. But as soon as I saw it, I said, this shit is phony. This is some phony shit right here. I actually, when I was at the George Floyd march in D.C., I was marching with her, and I didn't even know who she was at the time. But she was leading the charge. She was very bossy. She was a very bossy chick. So we was walking down the streets of D.C., and she was, the forerunner. She was in the front. I think she was riding a bike or some shit. But she was leading everybody. But the reason why I bring up this chick, man, is because I saw a video where she was talking crazy about foundational Black Americans. And I just want to let my people know that do not fall for this chick, man. Do not fall for these tactics that they will use. They will take a chick like AFENI, and I heard it's not even her real name. They will take like a chick like AFENI and they will make her the forefront of a movement and try to give her credibility. When in all actuality, she's bought and paid for. You dig? Shout out to South Africa's in the building. Yeah, the trolls is in here heavy, man. Y'all tap in, tell me what city y'all from, man. So I know y'all not bots. I want to make sure everybody's not bots. The topic today is about Umar, and it's about the so-called activist named AFENI. J. Rip said, Umar, it's a scammer. Yeah, yeah. Juggy said, bought and paid for by who? By the Democrats. Okay? She's bought, I believe, this is just my opinion. I believe the chick AFENI is bought and paid for by the Democrats. I told y'all about my experience with Black Lives Matter. I told y'all I got into an altercation with Black Lives Matter. And Black Lives Matter and these commercial activists are not to be trusted. They're not to be trusted. Wavy Bandit said, throw up a C before I send some goons to squabble. Okay, all right. But yeah, you gotta beware of these commercial like what's the one chick name? Not Candace Owens. The one who used to hang with my son. Tamika Mallory. You gotta be real careful with the commercial leaders. Do y'all remember when Tamika Mallory was an activist and then she did like a Cadillac commercial? And I'm not saying it's nothing wrong with getting your money, right? It's nothing wrong with getting your money right, man, but it was just a bad look, man. How was Cadillac endorsing you? You dig? And you running around here endorsing Black Lives Matter when we know that the forerunners of Black Lives Matter were crooks. Yeah, I'm about to move, man. My neighbor's cutting his grass. It's kind of loud. Scorpion Playhouse said, we laugh when we huff and puff about things because they felt like we won't go to the polls and overthrow the whole government. Well, I would love to see the thing is, like, now that Trump is in office, now is the time. I'm not saying to overthrow anything. Okay, I'm not saying to overthrow anything, but we know the punk ass Democrats, they're not gonna overthrow nothing. They're gonna go out there and protest, right? They're gonna go out there and block the highway. But now would be a good time. That would be a real good time. You dig? Yeah, Hugh Gang, you familiar with AFENI? Hugh Gang Menace says AFENI ain't even her real name. Am I the only one that got bad vibes from Shawty? Am I the only one that I just got bad vibes from it. Number one, why are you out there in DC where the police need to be? And I'm gonna just say it, I already said it, I've done several videos on it. Why the fuck are you out there trying to stop the police from doing their job? I'm not a cop lover at all. I'm no bootlicker. I've had several run-ins with the police. I've been hospitalized by the police. But why they send her out there to run and jump in front of the police and stop them from, who knows what the boy did? Do y'all know people still getting shot in DC? Do y'all know, as we speak, yesterday 2 people got shot in DC? Why are these fake Democrats out there protesting when they did absolutely nothing to clean up the streets? Let me tell y'all something, man. These Democrats don't want Donald Trump to occupy the streets with police and federal agents, but the Democrats did absolutely nothing to stop the crime. It was a goddamn war zone under Biden. It was a war zone. You know how many people were unalived? I'm talking about the streets was crazy under Biden. They didn't give a fuck. They didn't care nothing about them streets. But as soon as Donald Trump diverts his focus onto these Democratic streets, now they sending their fake protesters out there because a lot of them are fake and paid protesters. Then you got the people that are just mad at Trump for no damn reason. They want to go out here and protest the action that's being taken. I'm not mad at the action that's being taken out there in them streets. And when they go to these other cities, I won't be mad neither, because I want to see my people rise above the conditions that they in. And if it takes Donald Trump sending the feds out there, if it takes people to get uncomfortable, right? If that's what it takes for niggas to wake up and say, you know what the fuck are we doing? Let me get off this block, man, and do something productive. Let me work my way out of public housing. I'm not knocking nobody in public housing. I was on Section 8, but I wanted to get off Section 8. You dig? And I want to see other people get off. You cannot complain. Let me tell you something. Being somebody that was on Section 8, if the police came to the house that I was at, that Section 8 paid for, I could not be mad because it was not my shit. I worked and I worked and I worked and I saved money so I can get my own house. Now, if the police come to my house, then we're gonna have a problem. But when they going into these projects and shit, nobody can get mad because that's not your house. That's actually the fucking government's home. That's their property. You dig? Kelly H said, selling out should be the title of this podcast. Kelly H, stay with me, sweetheart. Now, tell me how I'm selling out. Tell me how I'm selling out. Let me tell you what selling out is. Selling out is voting for Democrats after 50 years of them doing nothing. After 50 years of giving you breadcrumbs. And I don't know your orientation, I don't know your race or none of that. But I'm gonna assume that you're black, saying that I'm selling out. Selling out is continuing to vote for the same people that ignore you and practice neglect against you and yours. That's selling out. Serena Taylor says the setup is the crime rates are low where he is sending them. Come on, cuz, stop. Serena, you must not be informed. All the videos I seen, he had them, they was around 37th, they was around Deuce, they was around goddamn Trinidad, they was in all kind of bad neighborhoods. I don't know what you talking about. I'm gonna tell y'all again. Do y'all know 2 people got shot yesterday while they were in town? Yes, I heard. You know, the day before last, a 15-year-old got killed leaving school. On the first day of school, 15-year-old got killed. And yes, to be fair, I heard that there were no feds and there were no National Guards around. That's what I heard. And I don't agree with that. If you're gonna occupy the city, make sure everybody's safe. Where did Kelly go? Where did the girl that called me a sellout go? Where's she at? I'm trying to talk to her. Cloud said it's a play. Tell me then. I'm open to hearing different. I want to hear different opinions. Tell me how it's a play. I'm not mad at that way of thinking because it is a little overboard and it does seem suspect. But I haven't wrapped my head around what they're gonna do. What is the play gonna be? My opinion, this is just my opinion. My opinion is niggas made the block hot, okay? There's no other way to say it. Niggas and illegals made the block hot. If you went out 14th Street, it was a goddamn Royal Rumble every weekend. Everybody knows if you go to DC and you want to go out at night, you gotta find safe parking. Because if you leave your car on the side of the street, you have a 7 in 10 chance of getting your car broken into if you just want to go to the nightclub or a nice restaurant. Anybody that's familiar with DC understands that. The carjacking in DC was so rampant. They was carjacking every day. Them kids was carjacking every day. D Harley 202, 8th and H. Talk to me. You from 8th and H in the city? Tell us, man. I want to hear your opinion on this. I have my opinion. I'm very, very well aware of what's going on. You can't tell me the crime rate was down. They just came out with an article, right? And they said that an officer just settled with the city because they were messing with the numbers. They were inflating deflating the numbers. You dig? Uh, what's my man name? Jug and Jay said, ain't an FBI agent get his shit took? Yeah, from what I did hear something about that vaguely. I remember something like that. Oh, okay. D. Harley said he from Riggs Road. Okay. Oh, Riggs Park. Okay. That's what's up. D. Harley said it's gonna get worse. Listen, niggas made the block hot, dog. They making the block hot in every city. Let me say something, dog. And I'm saying this out of love and compassion. I'm not saying this out of condemnation. Niggas want to slide and jump out, right? Niggas want to be demons, right? And we told the world this is who we are. And this is not all black people, but what is popularized is the negative aspects of black culture. And we've told everybody that this is who we are. And then you follow it up with the murder rate in each of these cities, and the shootings and the violence in all of these cities. And the Democrats sat back and they did nothing about it. I believe there should be resources allocated to these cities and these neighborhoods. Absolutely. But in the meantime, what did niggas think was going to happen under Donald Trump? What did niggas think was going to happen under Donald Trump? Everybody thought it was a game. And nobody stopped to think. He's sending niggas to El Salvador. He's sending people to El Salvador. Marlon Gorham said, and you think the Republicans care? I know the Republicans don't care. The point is they made a move. I don't care what the intent was. You don't have to care to make a move. It's a little girl in Southeast Washington or wherever they at that feels safe tonight seeing all these police. That's what I care about. I don't care about the cool niggas. I don't care about the cool hoes, none of that shit. I care about the kids, man. The kids and the elderly. You understand? DJ J26, shout out to you. He said, Marlon, we aren't looking for them to care. Yeah, we're not looking for any acceptance. Y'all hit the like button. We're not looking for any acceptance from the Republicans. Listen, I'm 44 years old. I've been on this earth for 44 years. I already know, I'm very well aware that none of these politicians care about blacks. It's only gotten worse. And when I say blacks, I mean foundational black Americans. You dig? They do care about immigrants. That's who the government cares about. Not necessarily the Republicans. The Democrats care about immigrants. But neither party cares about foundational black Americans. Yeah, I'm under no illusion. I just did a broadcast earlier, and I talked about Donald Trump with the Smithsonian thing and how the racists are trying to erase history. They don't want to talk about their shameful past. They don't want their shameful past on display in these museums and things. I just did a whole broadcast on it. Jason Arnett says, why don't they pass legislation for school shootings? I agree. I'll take it a step further. Why don't they pass legislation for the chomos in that community? Because that is an epidemic. In that community, the chomos is running rampant. I'm not saying that every culture does not have crime. Every culture has crime. What I'm saying is, us being black American, we don't have the same luxury as everybody else. They will take what niggas is doing in these cities and they will use what they're doing to paint all of us with a broad brush. That's what I'm saying. They won't do that with no other culture. Jugga J said, black people, we used to having wealth and banking system. Tom said, here we go with this garbage. We should have a debate. I've been wanting to debate Tariq Nasheed and his followers. Tom, you're more than welcome, sir. You are more than welcome. I wish I could bring you up now. YouTube really needs a feature where I can bring people up, because I would love to bring you up and give you this belt. I'll give you this belt intellectually. You dig? Yeah. Shout out to you, Jason. I appreciate that, man. Serena Taylor said, "Why don't black people have any ownership?" Now, ownership of what? I'm a homeowner. I'm a business owner. I have vehicles. I mean, I'm an owner, and I'm black. I'm foundational Black American. As far as on a wide scale, why don't we have ownership? Take a look at Puff Daddy if you want to ask yourself that. Yeah, don't get me wrong. Diddy, he was kind of like asking for his demise, right? But look at Diddy. Diddy was a billionaire. He decided to have freaky sex, and he's in a federal penitentiary. It doesn't matter how much money you have. Jay-Z told us real clear, man. You still a nigga. Look at OJ. Look at Michael Jackson. Look at Prince. Look at a lot of our heroes. Look at Bill Cosby. Why don't we have ownership? You tell me. Do y'all really think they want foundational Black Americans to really come up in this society? No. They'll let black immigrants come up in this society. Do y'all think they want us to really have real ownership? What happened when Irv and Jay Prince and Suge was about to start a distribution company? The feds came in. The feds came in. Serena Taylor said, "With our own dollars, it's possible." Well, let's be realistic, man. There are a lot of black business owners, but we would like to see more black people in a position of greater power. You know what I'm saying? To have ownership of hospitals and things of that nature. And some of it's our fault too. I'm not sitting here blaming, giving 100% responsibility. A lot of it's our fault. You understand? We've been so fucked up by slavery, dog. And this is just my opinion. We've been so tore up by slavery. We have issues. You understand? There's issues, psychological issues that we have, coming from the things that we've experienced here on this land. Duke 6 says, "Yo, Tyrone, did EBT hit yet?" I should be asking you, sir. William Dalton says, "Black-owned colleges, schools, businesses, judges, doctors, etc. Stop being a victim." Well, I just told you that I'm an owner. But if you listen, because listening is an art, if you can comprehend, I said on a wider scale. You dig? See, of course, you're comfortable with us having this level of ownership. We're talking about a greater level of ownership. And that's Kanye's beef. Kanye is not my favorite person, but Kanye is a perfect example. The reason why Kanye has went on these rants is because they gave Kanye a ceiling. They said, "Yeah, man, you could be a billionaire, you could have this, this, and this, and this, but you cannot have your own. You cannot have your own." Sonic Boom TV said, "Per capita cope. Stop being a victim." It's a lot. You already know how that go. William Dalton said, "No one is holding you back." Listen, you preaching to the choir, man. To an extent, I have stipulations. Listen, if I make one false move, you understand? It could be over for me. I'm gonna go back to Diddy. Diddy made one false move. He wanted to have freaky sex, and he has a fucking RICO. If you can't take that example and say, you know what, that is a little unfair, then you just not being a fair individual. DJ J626 says, "Ye did not know how to deliver the message, but he was on to something." Yeah, and that's the problem I had with Ye. I felt like Ye could have made more change. He could have made more change if he'd have played the game correctly. He decided to crash out. Kanye should have kept stacking his money and put his money where his mouth is. I don't believe Kanye really cared about the community like that, because he could have easily just sat back, made power moves with his millions. And I'm not saying he owes anybody anything, but he could have made power moves with his millions and then crashed out. But he crashed out not knowing if they was gonna take all his money. Dev says, you won't got the answer, Sway. Yeah, fix that shit, Dev, because you don't know how to type. James Arnold said, even 50 cents, baby mother. Jose said, I swear, people don't even want to listen and try to understand what you were talking about. They just want to be ignorant and argue. Yeah, hey, Jose, they want us to be quiet, brother. They don't want us talking like this. They just want us to shut up and go along with the racist ass program. But like I said in my earlier broadcast, this shit will never ever go like that. It'll never go like that. You dig? It just won't. It's not in our DNA to just lay down. You got the wrong ones, man. We don't just lay down. My ancestors didn't just lay down. We're not just gonna lay down. You dig? We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna look. We talking about liberty and justice for all. This is what America stands on. And Black Americans have always been the people that have forced America to stand on their principles. You dig? We are the moral currency. And a lot of the shit that I repeat, I just want to say this. A lot of shit I repeat, it comes from the master teacher, one of the master teachers, Tariq Nasheed, Dr. Claude Anderson. I'm just here to carry the message. You dig? But I learn a lot from them brothers. I listen to those brothers a lot, and I learn a lot from them brothers. You know what I'm saying? James Arnold said, we built this country. Yes, we did. I don't even want to get back into that. My other broadcast went crazy. Man. They was not. Hey, man, Dr. Claude Anderson, man, like, he is a treasure. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what it is. I've tried to share Dr. Claude Anderson with other black folks, and it's just like they don't want to hear the shit. You know what I'm saying? They stuck in their democratic ways. Let me go on the back, y'all. This ain't making too much noise. James Arnold, yeah, you fucking right, man. Rebel Duster said, you didn't build anything. Yeah, all right, Rebel. I don't even need to debunk that bullshit because you obviously don't know your history. You don't know basic history. That's just basic history, Holmes. Just basic history. Ty Eagle said, that's not a RICO. He just took advantage of weakness of others. No, he's not locked up for taking advantage of the weakness of others. P. Diddy is locked up because he hired prostitutes. He didn't take advantage of them. He paid them. He gave him money. William Dalton said, you don't know history nor facts. Okay, then debunk it. I mean, shit. Sonic Boom TV said, when we engage bigotry, we give their arguments validity. You right, brother. But at the same time, it's a good learning lesson. It's a learning lesson for others in the chat. You know what I'm saying? Like with me, man, when I listen to, these type of broadcasts, it helps me fight and combat these weak ass talking points that are easily debunked. Trina said they tried to pin a RICO and he beat them. Yeah, he beat a lot of the charges. He didn't beat him because he's still locked up. If he beat him, he'd be home right now. Flounder Pounder said, let me guess, this guy is still spewing nonsense, including that we don't know facts when he is the most ignorant person I've ever talked. I don't know what the hell you're saying. Lowered Loser says, bigotry doesn't begin to destroy black people like other black people statistically. Well, that's a lie because, I don't even want to get into that. Rebel Duster, what state you in, bro? What state you in, Rebel Duster? Yeah, if y'all want to talk about racism and shit, go check the broadcast I did earlier. You dig? Super Dude said, in my town, we call vaping China juicing. What? Rebel Duster said, don't you wish you know anything? 21, what's up, homie? Y'all hit that like button for me, man. Listen, we do this all the time. We do this about almost every day. We have great discussions, great debates, great topics. We talk about entertainment. We talk about politics, racism, all kind of good stuff over here. So make sure you subscribe to the channel. You dig? Yeah, they get mad when we remind them that we built this country. They get really upset. 21 said, name a rapper and I'll make an edit. Name a rapper and you'll make an edit. Rebel Duster said, you love racism. Sure, I do. That don't even make sense, bro. Why would I love racism? Why does that make any sense? How? I think you love racism with a name like Rebel Duster. Are you a rebel, sir? Super Dude said, much love from the west side of my town. I'm making all those other fools bow down daily, bro. That's what's up. That's what's up. Well, look, man, I ain't gonna hold y'all. I wanted to get on here and talk about Umar and Afeni. And as Umar's case develops, because he's a very interesting guy. Umar, his story seems to be never ending. And I want to see, I think he got like 10 days before that school gets took. So I want to see if that school gets took. Kelly H, you don't want to call me a sellout, right? Kelly H said, double standards and two sets of rules. Never support hate or bigotry by agreeing to hate your community and blame them for a system to created to keep minorities and the little people down. Okay, let's talk about that. Kelly H, you never seen me blame the community as a whole. What I did was I blamed a sector of the community. Now, I fought myself with this for a while, trying to figure it out, saying, you know what, everybody has crime, blah, blah, blah. But at the end of the day, we all got to get honest and say, you know what, there's a small portion that's making a lot of noise and making it hot, making the block hot for everybody. At some point, we got to be honest. Yes, we already know the underlying causes. We already know who's promoting it. We know who's funding it. We know who keeps it going. We already know that. But at some point, we got to look inward. You understand? Say, you know what? We got to start holding people accountable. Because the reality is, we didn't hold nobody accountable. And when the feds came in, now we want to say, oh, shit, what y'all doing? Motherfucker, they doing what we didn't do. You dig? Sonic Boom said, Umar's movie is called Awaken. It's on YouTube. I gotta go check that out. I gotta check that out. Rebel Duster said, just admit you love racism. It'll make you okay. I love racism, dog. I love racism. Okay, got it. You happy? Jose said we got to do better as a people. Let me say this. I listen. Black folks are doing great. It is a small section of the community that has to do better, and a lot of this shit is because of. I'm gonna just look. Don't get mad at me. This is just my opinion. This is just my opinion. A lot of the parents got their priorities fucked up. A lot of the parents got their priorities fucked up. Uh, we at the club shaking ass instead of being parents. I'm not saying everybody. I'm saying the parents of a lot of these YNs, okay, they're shooting shit up. The parents want to be YNs too. You dig? The parents want to be YNs too. Leandro Baptista, what up, homie? What's going on? Y'all hit the like button when y'all come in here. Yeah, so shit. Hey, look here, man. We can say the same shit. You know, look. If my kid, let's look at it like we're the parents, right? let's look at it like we're responsible or we're family to some unruly kids. And I was an unruly kid. But say we're the family. You want to check your people, right? You want to say, hey, look here, man, y'all need to tighten up. You know what I'm saying? Of course we need resources out there. Of course we need jobs and things of that nature. Absolutely. But we have to also unlearn a lot of the shit that we've learned along the way. A kid, Nika says family plays a crucial role. Yeah, I'm not judging. This is not out of judgment. This is out of love. This is out of compassion. You dig? I don't live in any major city. I can say fuck everybody and just live my life where I'm at. But I have an affinity for my people, man. I hate seeing young black youth throw their life away at the rate that they throwing it away. I hate it. Uh, I know what it's like to be in them cuffs as a teenager. You know what I'm saying? And I escaped. You understand? I was fortunate enough to escape um, a life of crime. And I was smart enough to walk away and do something different. And I see how good my life is. I want other people to experience that. Jose said, I told my kids to be better than me and to teach their kids to be better than them. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I agree. I look at my kids, man, and I know they better than me. They better than me already. You know what I'm saying? MB Hankton, what it do, homie? Kelly H said, where you from? I live in Maryland. I'm in Mountain, Maryland. Where you from, Kelly? Where you from, sweetheart? Jose said, same. I chose to join the military so I didn't end up in prison like my dad and stepdad. Oh, you in Arizona? Okay. My day has been going great, man. I'm trying to get this work done. I got to get back in here and do some more work. I'm editing video. I just shot a recap for some dudes off of. Y'all ever heard of Love Island? It's some guys that were on Love Island. They made a club appearance, and I had to do some filming for them. So I'm in the process of editing that clip. You dig? Yeah. Kazo said, shit, man, I can't talk much. I'm one of them shithead kids myself. Well, look, man, it's not too late. If you got breath in your lungs, it's not too late to change, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's not too late to change. It's not too late to do something productive with your life. Don't end up a statistic. You know what I mean? Life is too good, man. Life is too good. I see when I was 15, 16, 17, I was depressed. I didn't think I can have a good life. You understand? And I'm glad that I made it through because when I got to the other side, I love my life. I love waking up in the morning. I used to hate waking up in the morning. But now my favorite part of the day is the morning. I hit the gym every morning. You dig? Chunky said, feels like we all grew up in the same house. Nah, we talk real shit over here, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, Sam R said, you look like you took a time out from investing, but you ran out of Black and Miles. I heard that shit. Listen, y'all hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, man. I will be back. What's today? Wednesday. I'll probably go live tomorrow, man, if I get this work done. Appreciate y'all. Sonic Boom TV. My man Carnage. Kelly H. Jose. Y'all have a good one, man. I'm out.